Hey everybody, it's me, your good buddy Thorn, and today we're going to talk about putting your wizard costume together. Alright? Are you ready? Are you ready?
'Cause you're a wizard, Harry.
Not really. Alright, so we're going to get started with Basic Costuming 101 again, okay? And it's just like in the one video that I did with your basic costume. We're talking a tunic or a shirt, pants or something, and some footwear. For this, we're going to start with a basic white over tunic, or under tunic. This is that linen tunic that you see me wear all the time, but there are a lot of other ones. You can get a shorter one, or it doesn't have to be white. It could be whatever color you want. I'm kind of going with a blue wizard, maybe? Blue wizard, okay? But there's other colors out there depending on what game you play. But my under base is going to be this white tunic. It's got a little bit of a red trim to it, but that's okay. Pants-wise, I'm wearing those $13 tie fisherman pants in kind of a little blue. They're kind of a gray, kind of a blue. But they're loose, they're kind of baggy. And really for the wizards, let's say we're back in that wizard school, I'm probably going to be wearing sandals or something like that, something very cheap. But for adventuring, I'm going to go ahead and wear some heavier boots. If I'm going to go out LARPing, I'm going to wear some heavier boots to be out in the world. So anyway, we're not going to talk about our footwear because we've talked about that a lot. So over this base, right, over this base, we're going to start layering to bring this out, to bring this character out. And there's a couple good, really cool ways to do that. One of them is, a few years ago, I went as Obi-Wan Kenobi for Halloween. And on Amazon, I bought an Obi-Wan Kenobi costume. Now, as costumes go, it wasn't that bad. But it was a one-off, and I didn't use it much. But I kept it around because I'm thinking, maybe I can use this for something else, la 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 la, da 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 da. But what is really cool is it provides layers. Now over this base layer, let's take this belt off. Over this base layer, I'm going to wear kind of a short tunic over the top of this, in that Oriental Jedi style. And the first of that is kind of a short-sleeved obi. Sort of an obi, and it's just very light, very, very light cottonish, and to provide that over layer for that first layer, right? And it just, by itself, it looks a little odd, but it provides one more layer that we're building up for this character. Now, over the top of this, I want to have that that Obi-Wan over tunic, right? It's also kind of a long-sleeved obi, no pun intended, in a slightly different shade. And this is, I did not distress this costume. And it's a little longer. It provides a little more flow to it. If we cross tunics over, now we're starting to get that nice layered look that we kind of want to go for. So, yeah, this looks pretty good. My under tunic's a little longer, kind of shows through the bottom. It could be shorter, it could be something other. It could be another fabric completely. In fact, let me show you a different one that kind of gives a whole different flavor to this costume, okay? All right, now this is another light tunic, but this is dyed a real pale green, and I've done some decorative trim in a brown thread, which just gives it a different look. It kind of gives it a different feel. It's really kind of nice. This is about 3.5 yards of the cheapest cotton that you can get. Very simple T-tunic, and I made this in about 5 minutes. Now, but let's take a look at it when I add the other pieces to it, right? We got our first that light under tunic in brown. And then the over tunic in kind of that cream. And the sleeves are long enough that it does show at the ends. And the brown trim goes with the brown under tunic. And really, I almost like this under tunic better than the other one. It shows a little bit at the bottom, but not too much. But it has a very nice feel to it. Now, the next thing I want to add to this, and this is this Jedi thing again, is these two little stoles, or a stole, or whatever you want to call it, thrown over the top. And it's a slightly light, more light color, and it looks kind of cool. And depending on how we do it, it doesn't look too bad. Now we don't have to wear this because this is very, very Jedi-ish, but it looks okay. It adds another piece to it. I could actually dye this a different color. If I'm going to do a blue wizard, I could dye this a blue, and it would look pretty cool, really. And then we're gonna close this with a belt, and then to add to the whole wizard look to it, we're going to actually use a sash. Wherever I threw it, there it is. See, the thing I don't like about these over, whatever they are, they do have a tendency to fall down. And if I do use them, I might attach them here at the top. But I'm not really sure what I'm going to do to it. So, we're going to do this belt, if I can get it tied. And we're going to do the knot in the back, just to make it a little different. Okay. So now we pull these down. Yeah. See, this kind of gives you, I'm an orange belt of the order, so a third level wizard maybe, but or first level, depending on what color you are. But I mean, a blue belt would work fine with this, or a sash, or what have you. And then to carry our real stuff in, where did I put it? Oh, there it is. Give me a second. Well, I do have my ring belt. And this cute little pouch that we're going to stick on there. For carrying what have you. And really, in game, I'm probably going to be wearing more than just this one pouch. I probably have a couple spell pouches on there or something. See, I think I'm going to have to stitch those down on there, because they just don't want to stay very well. And me putting clothes on. I know you're excited about me putting clothes on. Okay, and then with my leather belt on, it does look a little better. Okay, and like I said, I can have more pouches on here, and I probably will. And then for final costume accessory, another Amazon find was this really cheap cloak, but it's nice enough. Okay, let's take the tag off it, shall we? This is Magic Gypsy. I think this was another $12 or something like that. It wasn't very expensive. But when we add everything together, it does kind of give you that layered, wizardy, scholarly look. It's not too bad. Really, when you're talking wizard, and we talked this in the first video a little bit, you're a scholar. You gotta project that image, and so layered robes and this light cloak, you should be pretty good to go. And a little makeup maybe, and then when you have your wizard staff, which was in works, you should look pretty good. And then, maybe to top it off, although no pun intended with that, to top it off, we could add some long wizard locks just to kind of give it another flair. And then, just because we're a wizard, this is Epic Armory's one of their little throwing daggers that LARP Crate sent out this month. If you're not a member of LARP Crate, I highly recommend it. It's not very expensive, and you get really cool stuff like this. This is kind of cool. So we could add that under our belt, and then we are the Blue Wizard, and I look great. I really do. Abra, cadabra. All right, not too hard. We'll see you next time.